Welcome to
Thanks for having me. It's a really fascinating set of sources we're looking at today.
Definitely. And the mission for you listening today is understanding how India is rapidly transforming its maritime sector to secure a dominant role in the global blue economy.
Right, which is a massive shift.
It really is.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine trying to orchestrate the movement of millions of tons of cargo using magnetic levitation and predictive algorithms instead of just, diesel engines and cranes.
It sounds like sci-fi, but it's happening.
Yeah. We are exploring how academic alliances, cutting-edge logistics, and a historic leap in gender equality are completely reshaping how the goods you buy actually move across the world.
And, well, the shift happening right now is profound. India used Singapore Maritime Week to really signal this pivot.
Oh, right, focusing on green fuels and digital transformation.
Exactly. They're moving away from traditional physical logistics to what is essentially a highly automated, data-driven maritime nervous system.
Okay, let's unpack this for a second. Building a new nervous system means you need human capital to run it. It's almost like upgrading a computer's operating system.
Yeah.
You need next-gen software, in this case skills, to run the next-gen hardware of modern shipping.
That is a great analogy. And National Shipping Board Chairman Samir Kumar Kaur is aggressively pushing for exactly that future-ready skills.
Because we aren't just talking about basic navigation anymore, right?
No, not at all. We're talking about systems, engineering, data analytics, remote piloting. And to fill that massive gap, an entire academic supply chain is being built from the ground up.
Like the University of Delhi partnering with the Cochin University of Marine Engineering and Technology.
Yes, for specialized research. And you also have Gujarat Maritime University actively incentivizing top students to enter these high-tech maritime roles.
They're essentially trying to build a new generation of maritime data orchestrators.
Right. But, I mean, to meet that level of demand, you can't afford to ignore half the population. Which brings us to the Nari Shakti, or Women Empowerment Initiative.
Yeah, what's fascinating here is that this education push is breaking some historic glass ceilings.
It's a demographic necessity, honestly, as much as a cultural shift. The maritime industry has faced chronic talent shortages globally for years.
Yeah.
So by shattering these ceilings, India is instantly doubling its potential talent pool for these advanced roles.
And the recent voyage of the vessel Sindhu to Port Blair is like the perfect case study for this.
Oh, absolutely. Commanded by Captain Meera Upadhyaya and maritime pilot Reshma Nilafar Visalakshi.
Which was India's first ever all-women bridge leadership, right?
It was, and the sources also point out that Reshma was present in Parliament witnessing the proceedings for the Women's Bill.
See, that stood out to me. How does a national legislative bill actually impact daily maritime operations?
Well, it provides the legal and structural scaffolding needed to make these roles permanently accessible.
Okay.
Witnessing the Women's Bill isn't just symbolic. It signals top-down legislative backing for women entering specialized, historically restricted sectors.
So it aligns government mandates with the industry's desperate need for skilled operators.
Exactly. Empowered, highly trained talent requires cutting-edge infrastructure to operate efficiently on the global stage.
Right, and here's where it gets really interesting. Because at the Jawaharlal Nehru Port Authority's Special Economic Zone, companies like Wellspun One and Indiv Infra are partnering to build integrated logistics nodes.
Yeah, that's a huge development.
But then you have the Deen Dayal Port Authority and DP World looking at a McGrail project at the Tuna Tegra terminal.
Magnetic rail logistics.
Yeah. I mean, how does an active high-volume port suddenly pivot to a sci-fi concept like magnetic levitation without completely breaking their existing supply chain during the transition?
Well, you don't rip up the old tracks overnight. The integration happens in parallel micronodes.
Parallel micronodes.
Yeah, a McGrail system uses magnetic levitation to move individual containers independently and autonomously. It's often built above or alongside traditional terminal traffic.
Oh, so it removes the physical friction of truck queues and heavy lifting.
Precisely. It cuts turnaround times drastically. It basically acts as a high-speed bypass lane that operates without disrupting the legacy systems handling the bulk load.
Wow. So what does this all mean? Let's bring it back to the listener. Why should you care about magnetic rails in Gujarat, or who is captaining the Sindhu?
Because the maritime sector is the physical algorithm of the global economy. When India integrates magnetic rail logistics and trains a diverse, highly specialized workforce to run it, the friction in global trade drops.
Right.
And that directly impacts the speed, the cost, and the environmental footprint of almost every single physical product sitting in your home right now.
Which leaves you with a pretty wild thought to mull over.
What's that?
As the maritime world rapidly embraces digital transformation and green fuels, will the strategic power of nations soon shift from those who physically control the oceans to those who control the maritime data?